Hello again, as you know, I'm Eli the Computer Guy over here for EliTheComputerGuy.com and EverymanIT.com. Again, we are at the Best Buy over here in Owings Mills, Maryland, doing some buying advice. Today we're going to talk about hard drives. So if you're looking to buy a new hard drive for your computer, you know, as an extra place to store data or as a replacement, there are some things you should understand before you simply come over to Best Buy and grab a hard drive. There are some specifications with these things, and if you buy the wrong one, well, it's just not going to be good for you. Now, the first thing is when you come to Best Buy, you're going to notice that in general, they have Seagate and they have Western Digital hard drives. Which you pick, it doesn't really matter. I used to use Seagate for my shop for a long time, and frankly, they just randomly had a batch of bad hard drives, and so I stopped using them and went to Western Digital. And then Western Digital never gave me a problem. So I guess for me, I'd say Western Digital is better, but it's probably just a fluke. Like I said, I used Seagate for years, and there was just one period back a couple years ago where I got a few bad ones in the mail, so I just do Western Digital. But, you know, whatever you go for is, what you go for. Now, when you're going to buy these, you need to keep in mind a few things. The first thing is to make sure that your computer has the right connection for your hard drive. So you can either have IDE hard drives or SATA hard drives. So they will say on the box what it is. So this is a SATA hard drive. If you look, they may say PATA or IDE hard drives. So if you have an old type hard drive in your computer, you will need to buy an old IDE hard drive, not a SATA hard drive. Just something for you to keep in mind. If you have a computer that's been built in the past like 4 or 5 years, it should have SATA in it. IDE, went out about 4 or 5 years ago, but obviously some people still have those hard drives. So when you're looking at these, you need to look at a couple of specifications. So this is a standard normal hard drive. So the normal hard drives have little platters inside, and those platters spin around, and there's an arm that reads those platters just like an old record player. Well, the speed of the hard drive is then based on the RPM, how fast those platters spin. So when you buy these different hard drives have different speeds. So this hard drive is a 7200 RPM hard drive. So that is important to take a look at. Now, when you're looking at hard drives, they're normally going to be 5400 RPM, 7200 RPM, or 10,000 RPM. 10,000 RPM are expensive hard drives, generally from Western Digital, called Raptor hard drives. They are very fast. They are fast enough to compete with solid state hard drives. But the important thing is to take a look, because if you buy a 5400 RPM hard drive, that is going to be significantly slower than a 7200 RPM hard drive. Most people, when they're looking at their computer and they're looking at how powerful their computer is, they think of RAM, they think of processor, that type of thing. Honestly, the biggest bottleneck, the biggest thing that will slow down your computer is the hard drive. The faster your hard drive, the better your computer will run in general. I would rather have a faster hard drive than more RAM. I swear. The hard drive is what makes a difference. So basically with these hard drives, is you'll notice now they have these energy efficient hard drives. These use less power because they spin slower. So most of these energy efficient hard drives are the 5400 RPM versions. So, it's something to think about. If the hard drive that you're going to be using is just for storage, like I have an extra hard drive in my computer simply for backup, you can use one of these 5400 RPM hard drives fine. If this is going to be your main hard drive of your computer, your operating system is going to be installed on, etc., then you want the 7200 RPM hard drive. The next thing to look at is how much cache the hard drive has on it. So the cache is where the hard drive can store a little bit of data onto super fast memory. So cache is anywhere between 8 megabytes up to 64 megabytes. That may not seem like a lot, but it really does make the hard drive run faster. So if you go over here, I was looking, and basically to get the same hard drive, if it's a 32 megabyte cache is like $59, and to get a 64 megabyte cache is $10 more. It is worth that extra $10 because it will make your hard drive run faster. So those are the main things that you have to think about when you're buying the hard drive. And then, as always, you know, the storage. Is it 1 terabyte? Is it 500 gigs? Is it 2 terabyte, etc.? That's, you know, you need what you need. You decide. You know, I can't really tell you on that. Now, you will see nowadays solid state hard drives have become popular enough. You can just come here to Best Buy and buy a solid state hard drive. Now, what makes solid state hard drives cool is that there are no moving parts within the solid state hard drive. So with these normal hard drives, there's platters that spin, there's arms, all of those mechanical parts can in fact break, and a lot of times they do break. With solid state, it's all one physical mass. There really are no parts to break. So basically they're much more robust. That's why a lot of laptop computers now come with solid state hard drives, is because you don't have to worry about them breaking. They're also much faster than normal hard drives. Solid state hard drives are going to be really like 3 times faster than any of these other hard drives here, except for those special 10,000 RPM ones. The issue is with these things is that they are ridiculously expensive. So this is a 120 gig solid state hard drive from Intel, and it is well, the 180 gig one is $300. So you can get a 1 terabyte hard drive for $179, 1 terabyte, or 180 gig solid state hard drive for $300. So they are quite a bit more expensive. They're gonna be 2 to 3 times more expensive at least, and they're gonna be a smaller size, 180 gigs. Depending on what you're doing, that might be great, or that might be, you know, really bad. As far as cost goes, again, you know, I keep doing these videos in Best Buy, so I'll plug Best Buy a little bit. They honestly, they don't pay me a dime for doing these videos. But if you're buying one hard drive, just come to Best Buy and buy the hard drive. The reason is a lot of times these actually come out bad out of the box, called dead on arrival. So if you buy a hard drive from Best Buy, you take it home and it doesn't work, you just drive back to Best Buy and you swap it out for a new one, right? No big deal. You know, as a computer guy, if you're buying one hard drive and you buy it from Newegg.com or one of those other online vendors, they have to ship it to you, you get it. If it's bad, you then have to ship it back. There's all kinds of fees. It's just not worth it. If you come to Best Buy, it's gonna cost you probably about $10 more. Honestly, if you're buying one hard drive, maybe 2, it's just come here. Again, honestly, if you're a computer shop and you're gonna buy 10, go to Newegg.com. But if you're gonna buy one, it's just better. Come to Best Buy. The $5 or $10 extra dollars you're gonna spend, honestly, I swear to golly, is gonna be worth it. So this is all you have to know for buying hard drives. Remember the interface type, IDE or SATA. If you have a computer that's been built in the last 4 years, 5 years, it should have SATA. If you have an older one, it may have IDE or PETA. Then, when you're looking at it, make sure you get a high RPM. Don't get the 5400 RPM, get at least a 7200 RPM, and then look at the cache. You know, if you don't have any option, if you don't have a lot of options, always make sure you get at least 7200 RPM. That is very important. Never buy 5400 RPM unless you're really forced to. As far as the cache goes, again, if you have the option, buy 64 meg cache. If you don't have the option, I mean, it's not a killer. I mean, obviously it'll be a little slower, but it's not going to be horrible. You know, if you come in and they don't have any 64 meg cache hard drives left, buy the 8 meg, you'll be fine. So, yeah, so that's really all you need to know for buying hard drives. Keep that in mind, and you should be good. So as you know, I'm Eli the Computer Guy over here for EliTheComputerGuy.com and EverymanIT.com. Again, I'm the Best Buy over here in Owings Mills, Maryland. This was hard drive buying advice. You know, as with all the buying advice, it's very simple as long as you buy the right thing. As long as you buy the right thing, it's easy peasy. If you buy the wrong thing, well, then it's all bad. So I enjoyed doing this video and look forward to seeing you in the next one.